You got this shit knocking low.
April 13th, you're getting ready to fight under the Combate Americas card in Los Angeles. How has training camp been going for you?
Training camp this time around is going phenomenal. We picked it up that much more, getting ready for our 6th professional fight together as a team. It's not just a one person thing, it's a team unity thing, every coming together, helping each other out, not just me, helping out, helping everybody out, just, pushing each other, I'm making sure I'm getting my reps in, making sure I'm getting all the work in that I need, not just focusing on one aspect of my game that I plan to show this coming fight. Working my stand-up, working my jiu-jitsu, working my, cage work, working my wrestling, just working everything all the way around is, I plan on showing, who Froggy Estrada is come April 13th.
Now, when it comes to MMA, there's many different facets to the sport. Like you said, there's everything from jiu-jitsu to stand-up, all those come into play when you're in this cage. If you had to put your thumb on one of your best skills, what would you say it is?
I would say, I started off, like I said, started off watching boxing and stuff, so I would say, one of my preferred skills that I plan on going into this fight is probably my stand-up game. Stand-up game, it feels like, that much more. It's my 6th professional fight now. Feels like it's improved that much more, and as I've gone, my fight IQ, I should say, it's gone up higher that much more. So I feel like, my striking has improved like at the max right now.
Your striking has also been getting you through your professional career. I mean, you haven't even been out of the first round yet, but you started off as a wrestler. How is your wrestling? Have you shied away from that, or do you still keep that as your base?
Oh no, actually, we've actually increased our wrestling this time around. Like I said, this camp around, I've been working my butt off to work my jiu-jitsu, to my my wrestling. We've actually been having some Division I wrestlers come in here from Stanford. They've put in lots of time on the mats, and working with those high level guys, all even guys that have won state, have won masters, they've been coming in here and helping us out, prepare for this fight. And I feel like that extra help, that extra mat time for me just doing 4 years of high school wrestling, but those guys that have done more time on the mat has helped me out that much more.
When was it where you put in your mind, like, this is what's going to be my career for the rest of my life?
I was actually working construction for about a couple years once I graduated too as well. My uncle got me into working construction. I was still maintaining my training. I actually came here like around 2009, 2010, shortly after I stopped playing football at Moore Park College and stuff. So ever since then, I was still working full-time construction job for about 4 or 5 years. And after those 4 or 5 years, I finally got the chance to I signed with the management, Royal Sports Management, with Bryce Armadeus. And I eventually, he got my first professional fight lined up. I was still working a full-time construction job, break-backing job, whether I was shoveling mud, digging ditches, or I was still be able to work from 6 in the morning to about 4 or 5 o'clock at night, and I would squeeze in all my training between like about 6 or 7. By the time I get here, I would squeeze in all my training till 11 o'clock and do the same thing all over again the next day, leading into my first professional fight. And happy to be, all that hard work paid off. Got my first round knockout in my first professional fight with Combate Americas, and I earned my right to get a contract fight, be a contract fighter under them after my first fight with them. So ever since then, that's when after my first fight, that's pretty much when I said, you know what, I'm turning the corner, I'm doing this full time, and I'm gonna give up construction to do this full time. And here we are, we're getting ready for our 6th professional fight. And I still look back, I still think about going back, but at this point in time in my life, I won't go back for anytime soon. So
you're definitely headed in the right direction, on the right path. But when it comes to the path to glory, it doesn't come without a couple bumps in the road. Last year, May 5th, 2017, you suffered your first loss as a pro or an amateur to Emilio Chavez. What happened in that fight?
It was just an exciting day for me. An exciting night. Plenty of things. There's plenty of things went on that night. Just the energy was crazy. I felt good, thinking into the fight, but he just caught me. I thought, we walked in, kicked me in the leg, kicked me up top, and I thought I was good. I thought we were gonna be able to square up a little longer, but he took advantage, and as soon as the hand went around my waist, I thought I was cool. I was sprawling, but I saw my legs fly up in the air, and that's when I said, "Oh shit, I'm in a battle." I'm in a battle, and he took my back, and just after that, I joined the 145 weight class, and I dropped the weight class ever since that day, and I feel comfortable fighting at 145s now.
When you went home after the fight that night, and you hit you get into bed, what was going through your mind?
Could we just please run it back? I just wanted to run it back the whole time, and it happened so quick that I just wish it was like a sparring session. Like I even said, can we just go back? Just let me walk out again. Let me reset that again. Let me get those jitters, whatever I had in my system that night, and let me just play it back. Let me play it back. But I mean, it's the fight game. The fight only happens once, and it would have to be rescheduled again if they were to ever replay it again. Night.
Froggy, you've gone from having to work construction up to 10 hours a day, then training all day. Now you're a full-time MMA fighter. How would you describe the journey you've been on?
Construction's hard work. Construction's hard work. This is easy work. This is easy work now. I can push my body to the limits in here. Out there in the construction field, you can't push your body to the limits. You're lifting pipe. I used to crawl under a 24-inch pipe, 30 feet underground with dirt on top of me, with being underground with just a little flashlight on my head, crawling through pipe and stuff. And right there, there's no stop. I mean, there's stopping, but it's backbreak. It's a backbreaking job, and in here it's a lot less backbreaking, but it's that self motivation that I've been putting myself through. Not just self, but my family, my friends, and everybody that's been supporting me since day one. Especially being here at West Coast Jiu-Jitsu, it's like a family thing now. It's like a ritual now. It's like a normal thing. Once it's fight time, everybody knows what time it is, and just grateful and thankful to be here in this position today. And I want to thank God. I want to thank my family, my parents, my coaches, everybody that's that's been guiding me and pushing me, whether they've seen me through my ups and downs. Without these people that have been behind my back, like I said, I probably wouldn't even be fighting. I'd probably be just a normal dude working a construction job and just living the life. But I chose the path of becoming a professional fighter. What parent has the ability to say my son's a professional fighter, and I know mom and dad are always getting nervous once it comes to fight time. So just making them proud is what makes me happy, and making sure I make my family happy too. Knowing they have a son, a nephew, or a family member that's a professional athlete, and he's doing the right thing, doing the right way.
Froggy, best of luck to you April 13th.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming in today.
Of course.